How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this multiple times out of the week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions while you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. I just burned my Hawaiian pizza. Should have used aloha temperature. Get it? Aloha, Hawaii. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. They ended up finishing with a green day. We're also going to be talking about the latest update that came out on the covaxin booster. We did see some momentum inside of the pre-market, and of course, the usual happens. I'll talk about it further inside of this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's get into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be getting into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.32, being up 6.40%. On the low, it tested $3.88, and then on the high, testing $4.36. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 16.531 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 12.64 million shares. So we did end up having above average volume on the day, and we ended up closing green. Always great to see that with OCGN. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 38.46. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And like I've said in previous videos, OCGN is in a bear market. One thing that was very clear, we ended up testing $3.88 on the day. So this is an area you're going to want to keep an eye on. Most preferably, we want to see OCGN at least hold up the $4 level. Because if it's able to do this, it closed at $4.32 on the day, then the next move that you want to look forward to, especially as this week progresses, is to get back into the $4.80 range, so we could essentially make that move going to around $5. If we end up having a further pullback and we break through that $3.88 level, then the next area that you're going to want to see hold up would be right here around $3.71. So again, OCGN has to make up a lot of ground here, and I won't start saying that we've made a reversal until we at least reach the 21-day EMA, getting at around $4.94, but hey, let's just call it $5. We want to see price action above this level. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow and as well as for the rest of the week. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for OCGN. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 54.27%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 1.9 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 250,000, updated 14 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 3.75%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 6th, it was at 42.27. And then for the close of the 7th, it was at 54.27. So that is quite the increase right there. So it's going to be very interesting when the numbers come out later on in the evening what it will look like. But one thing that is very clear, OCGN does have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why we see a lot of volatility in the stock. So now let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflows at 10,039, and on the outflow it was 14,433. So it was an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, it was 195 on the large. On the medium, it was 5,900, and then on the small, it was 3,944. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 1,744. On the medium, medium, it was 8,863, and then on the small, it was 3,826. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for January the 10th, which is today, that being that outflow of 1,548.94. So that's a big outflow there. And then when we analyze the numbers even further, so the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had a lot more selling than we had buying. And of course, on the large, which potentially could be representing institutions, we had more selling than we had buying. When taking a look now at the turnover ratio, it was right around 8.45%. So this is very high, and what this tells us right away, there was a good amount of selling pressure. We also witnessed this inside of the pre-market as well. But what we could see, shares are very liquid. There's a lot of traders going in and out of this play. And of course, OCGN has been on quite the downtrend. So as soon as it gets any sort of momentum or there's a pop, you're going to have people who are selling. Plus, on top of that, the markets were very volatile overall on the day. It didn't start picking up towards the end of the day. And of course, this had an impact on OCGN. But like I said in the beginning of the video, at least we finished green. So now let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN in regards to the price action, in order for it to get out of the bear market that it's currently in, it needs to get to $7.65. So this puts it right around the 200 day. Now, I know what you're saying, $7.65 is a long way, and I do understand that. So the level that you want to look out for now is $5. We want to see some price action above 5. Now, if we continue to have volatility inside of the markets, of course you want to see OCGN hold up at least a $4 level. It did get into the $3.80 range, and if we end up having a further pullback, the next line of support is around $3.71. So you want to add that to your homework and as well as your due diligence. So the goal for OCGN, it needs to get above $5. And when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. So this is why when you have buying volume or you have a catalyst coming into the play, we see strong moves in price action. We see this happen inside of the pre-market, and of course it has sold off. This has happened on many different occasions when we get a catalyst. So this is something that you want to be prepared for. And now for my thoughts on the covaxin booster and the studies that were released. Most importantly, it showed a 10-fold increase in antibody levels for COVID variants. So this is definitely some great news to see, but the unfortunate thing, which you guys probably know what I'm about to say right now, we have the delays, right? The FDA is not hurrying things up. We are continuing to wait on the sidelines while we see Moderna and as well as Pfizer continuing to get the red carpet treatment while covaxin sits on the sidelines, even though that the studies are showing great results. And these are one of the reasons why I feel that you should be able to have options when it comes to taking the vaccines. And of course, we're gonna have to continue to wait until that actually becomes available. And in the meantime, this is going to contribute to more volatility in OCGN and more people buying the rumor and selling the news unless we end up getting a catalyst that could really push this stock further and give investors more confidence to buy up some more shares. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how OCGN performs for the rest of the week.